see you guys. You guys are fucking patriots. Look at this guy. He's got respect for doing.
There's 4 million people coming in.
It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans,
right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome, inshallah, inshallah. It is I, Mohammed, famed UK Imam straight from Pakistan, living in London, but I hate it here. I hate the UK. Soon we will exterminate all of the kafir and make the excellent UK caliphate and absorb it into the Ummah and make it exactly like Pakistan, the country which I do not want to be in. I am very, very disturbed this week. It seems that the horrible kuffar are saying bad things about the Muslim Pakistani community, bringing up once again the lie that many Pakistani men were doing completely justified sexy things to their young white children. Of course, this is an absolute lie, much like the lessons that we have learned from the Israelis. You cannot blame the whole of the Pakistani community for things that a whole bunch of people in the Pakistani community have done. This is absolute sacrilege, and any kuffar who dares to say such a thing will be gone after by our parliamentary committee. Another thing, of course, that we have learned very well from the Israelis. Unfortunately, we still do not have, unlike the Israelis, a definition of anti-Islamic sentiment. Islamophobia is the word that we came up with. Very, very nice, yes? We must push this through. We must not allow the stinky kuffar in their own country to accuse the Ummah of, doing those things to the young white girls, which of course we would never do, even though if we did, they would of course totally deserve it, being kuffar trash such that they are. Inshallah, humla, and thank you for listening. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. There from a message from Mohammed, the very influential UK Pakistani Imam there, trying to get his side of the story off, of course, and of course, he sort of insisted being on the show, being a filthy kuffar, such that I am. I really, really didn't have any choice. It's Monday, my dudes. I hope you are all well. It's been a week, bro. There's some breaking news, bro. There is some breaking news. Fox on forever. Is that a Welsh accent? It turns out Mohammed lived in Wales for a while. Shut up! You try doing it. Accent drift is like a real thing. Breaking news, my dudes. Justin Castro has resigned. And there was great rejoicing. Of course, he won't be properly resigning, right? He's still going to be around for like 3 months, and Parliament will be basically pro-rogue. So there won't be a Canadian Parliament for 3 months. Come on, how much damage can this one guy do in 3 months with no parliamentary oversight, right? Am I right? Come on. It's only like literally Justin Trudeau. I mean, I'm sure he won't do anything, but yes, anyway, apparently he is on his way out. He is likely to be succeeded by World Economic Forum pick Chrystia Friedland, or World Economic Forum pick Mark Carney, who used to be the head of the Bank of England, and therefore, of course, a man of the people. Or he may be sort of succeeded by Pierre Poilievre, or possibly Dogmeat Singh. Just an incredible sort of like group of Canadian politicians, all of them just like waiting with bated breath to represent the Canadian people and reverse the decline that has been happening in Canada. And if you believe any of that, I've got a bridge that I'd like to sell you. Look, only like 100,000 Bitcoin. You too can own the London Bridge. Look, just send it to my wallet, and I'll get it to you, right? Like, UPS, a promise. Promise, bros, right? Like, really. Secondly, the grooming gangs thing. Mate, it's hard to make this funny, bros. A horrible stain upon the entire UK, and just a sort of an incredible indictment of the horrors of multiculturalism, and just how far this sort of idea of we can't say anything because it's racist has penetrated into the UK generally. This, of course, has suddenly become news again because Elon Musk has been tweeting it. He was having a bit of a hard time on Twitter, bros, after he came out, and he was basically saying that he wanted many more talented Jeets to immigrate to America through the H-1B visa program. And many people started pointing out, well, they're not really, most of the H-1B visas are not for, quantum physicists or whatever. They're basically for, janitors and stuff like that. Of course, leaning into the phenomena of a large section of the white American populace being essentially locked out of the employment system, something that's happening all across the West. Musk was getting pummeled, probably not used to it, bros. He likes to dish it out, but he made a bit of a pivot and he started attacking Keir Starmer. I'm here for it, mate. Come on, right? Musk, he's he's the guy. He says the things that we can't say because we'd be in jail if we said them, right? So, much like owning firearms, Americans have, the right to bear mouths, essentially, right? And Musk is using that right to bear his mouth in a bare mouth, baring his mouth and teeth at Keir Starmer. And Starmer is not impressed, bros. It's actually fucking hilarious, right? Like watching Musk tweet shit that if you were in the UK, right, you would be straight to jail. You would just be totally straight to, wait, we got an entropy? Hang on, wait, I'll do the intro and then I'll get to the entropy. So I'll probably do a more focused thing on the grooming gangs, maybe on Empire of Lies, because it's way serious. Oh, dude, it's such a horrible topic. My God, so instead I'll probably be focusing more on the sort of dynamic between Musk and Starmer, because I try and keep this show lighthearted, and there is just no way to make a lighthearted thing out of this bruh. And finally, our final story. It's January 6th, my dudes. Happy Insurrection Day to all my Monero bros. I hope by watching this you get an instant erection. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Trump, it looks like he's going to be sworn in, bros. Kamala Harris was there, basically confirming the results of the election. Can you believe it, bros? Can you believe it? After all of the wailing and the gnashing of teeth, it looks like Trump is going to be in the White House. It's going to be excellent. We're going to save America after we save Israel. It's going to be awesome. So it's all come to naught, basically, right? It doesn't look like there's going to be another insurrection, or at least, it's still up till January 20. You still got a couple of weeks, right? Something could pop off, maybe a Tesla will park itself outside of the Capitol building and, explode in a, font of, I don't know, leftist rage or something. Who can say? But that's the stories for tonight, bros. Let's go to the chat, see who we've got on Rumble. Sadie Sapiente, Lomax, good to see you, mate. Fox39 Forever, good to see you as well. Happy New World Order to you too. A Texas man, our representative from the great state of Texas. Great to see you, dude. Captain Crisps, J. Cheever Loophole. Oh, good to see you, Cheever. Let's see. Livia Drusilla, of course. Great to see you, Livia. Mikey Bikey. Kunstler Kenneth Krieg. Jawohl. And of course, here's the unique. I will be on Discord and Dragons tonight, the first Discord and Dragons of the year. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Definitely come along to that starting at 11, so in about 3 hours from now. Monk UK, Captain Crisps. I think I already mentioned Crisps, but you get to Proper Pictures. Great to see you too, mate. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Wyatt's Torch. God, there's so many people in the chat. Thanks for coming, bros. Oh, it warms my little black heart to see you all here. Honestly, it's lovely. Thank you so much for coming on YouTube. Excuse me. We have mate, we have a bunch of people just double teaming it on YouTube. Look at all these double dipping people. Proper Pictures, Fox, Years, Total Blackout Painting. Good to see you, mate. Lomax as well. Oh, everyone's double teaming. I don't want to miss out on the lovely chat. You see, right? Because we've got such a comfy chat. And on Odyssey, we've got Kangaroo Optimus Prime. Good to see you, mate. Right, so like I believe we have an entropy. Of course, the widget isn't working. Thanks, entropy. Is it me? Is it me? Is it just not working for me? Right, let's check it out. What have we got here? Oh, it's from Yiz. Let's see. Here we go. Is it 2 more weeks for you? Yiz, happy Patriots Day. We should call it Patriots Day instead of January 6th. We should make it a holiday until it's official. Patriots Day, the day the American patriot lost his innocence. Actually, I think the American patriot actually lost his innocence behind the bike shed in high school. But I'm for it. I'm for it. Yeah. Today's meme, of course. Objective truth doesn't exist. Wait, where's the NPC sticker? Objective truth doesn't exist. Are you trying to assert this statement as objective truth? Frowny face. That's a sort of deep philosophical one for you there, bros. Right, let's get on with it. Let's start with Justin Castro. Oh, I don't have the picture of him next to Castro. Oh, I should have looked that up. Here, of course, is the stunning and brave Prime Minister of Color, Justin Castro. Being a bit of a racist, but that's okay, right? Like, it's fine. As he said to that little black girl when asked, oh, I don't have that clip either. Shit. If anyone can find that clip where he's like apologizing to that little black girl for blackface, please stick it in like the Rumble chat. I want to play it. He's like, I didn't know it was bad. It's like you're apologizing to like a 4-year-old girl. What the fuck is wrong? Man up. Of course, this is the man, of course, who is not only, struggling to be a brother, but, also called himself a male feminist, which I believe is what you basically call like a creepy rapist these days, right? So it's official, bros. Look at his face. He looks a bit like the dude out of Zoolander. He's got that kind of like face. Like, but I did nothing wrong. I have never done anything wrong. I swear to God, this guy is probably going to go to his deathbed, like literally being like, but I did nothing wrong. Everything I did was absolutely 100% right. I had the right progressive values. Oh, these people are fucking insufferable. So yes, he has resigned, citing internal battles, not in his anus, although there have been a few of those apparently, but internal battles within his governing party, right? Apparently there's too much conflict inside the party, and it turns out even the Fabians have to step down eventually. Of course, he's been around for a very, very long time, 10 years actually. He's one of the few Western leaders who presided over the COVID nonsense and is still in power. Most of the other leaders, right, sort of realize that after having to brutalize their populations in such a way, it's probably a good idea to, like, duck out the door, go and work for the UN, go get a nice job at some, like, cushy NGO or something. But not Trudeau, mate. Not Trudeau, right? He's like, he's like, no, I have the right values. I'm a male feminist, right? Like, don't look at the blackface. Don't worry about my whore of a mother hanging around Castro. It's all good. It's all good. No. Finally, he has had to consider his position. There was a rumor going around a couple of weeks ago, I think just before Christmas, that he was going to resign, but they blue-balled us, and he's like, no, I'm not going to resign. I have the right values. Who will replace him as Liberal Party leader? Well, you have a choice of Wef Shill, Chrystia Freeland, the ex-finance minister, or Wef Shill, former central banker, Mark Carney. Both men, or, women, things, it's of the people, right? Absolutely going to reverse the, excesses of the Trudeau administration. Nah, you freaking kidding me, right? I mean, look at these, look at these goblinas, right? Like the lizard, like you have your choice of 3 different lizard people. Oh, dude, Canada bros. I don't know. Is Canada in a worse shape than the UK? I guess it's a real question, right? Random shit on Twitter is great. Bye, Justin. Make sure you lick the S-Bend on the way down. You piece of shit. Mate, I'm glad he's gone. I remember, like, I've been literally covering Trudeau literally since I started doing this show back in, like, no, not this show, the show before this show, back in 2020 during COVID, and just watching him come out and just say just the most awful shit. Oh my God, I can't believe he's still here. This is pretty good. Generate a picture of Justin Trudeau looking stupid. See, again, the Zoolander comparison is I think on point here, right? So this is it. This is his resignation speech, bros. He's decided he needs to spend more time with his family, or some bullshit. Like, he's never going to admit that he ever did anything wrong. Obviously. J. Chiva Loophole, I was literally stunned when the daft buggers voted him in again. Well, look, mate, I know a lot of people wish to assume that elections in Western countries are not rigged, but I don't think that that's sort of an assumption that you can make anymore, particularly, when you're dealing with the communists. So, I'm just saying, right? Check it out.
So I thought it might be fun for us to do this again. Bon matin. Every morning I've woken up as Prime Minister. I've been inspired by the resilience, the generosity, and the determination of Canadians. It is the driving force of every single day I have the privilege of serving in this office.
Oh my God, we're 25 minutes in, and I'm already like, just fuck off. Oh, I hate him so much. By the way, one of the reasons why I dislike Trudeau so much is that he has a very, very similar governing and propaganda style to the Australians. We must pull together. No, I can't just skip it, Lomax. Sorry, this is news. I had to watch it, so you have to watch it. Them's the rules, mate.
That is why, since 2015, I've fought for this country, for you. To strengthen and grow the middle class.
Oh my God. Oh, dude. It's like Jimmy Savile being like, for years I have, strengthened to improve the well-being of children around the world. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Text me for you. Yeah, you've just made things better for you and for your cronies. Oh, dude. Oh, it's insufferable.
Why we rallied to support each other through the pandemic, to advance reconciliation, to defend free
to advance reconciliation. Pop quiz, is Canada more divided now than when he became Prime Minister? Oh, I don't know, bros. I don't know. Every single time I look at Canada, they're all like, oh, we're just like, such a together country. Look, I guess it's that narcissism 101. Just keep lying. Just keep lying. Even when everyone knows that you're lying and everyone knows that you know, just keep going.
Trade on this continent, to stand strong with Ukraine and our democracy, and to fight climate change and get our economy ready for the future.
Oh, fuck off.
We are at a critical moment in the world. Mes chers Canadiens, à chaque matin, je me suis
Every
réveillé
morning,
en tant que
I've woken up as Prime Minister, and I've been inspired by the resiliency and the generosity and the determination that...
Wait, does he just say the whole thing in French? Now, okay, well is that literally the whole thing? Just shut it off?
And it's been a privilege to be why Canadian crew a critical time in...
Fight because I care deeply about Canadians, I care deeply about this country, and I will always be motivated by what is in the best interest of Canadians.
Just not white Canadians, I guess, right? Or, you know, anyone with a politics like to the right of Mao Zedong, right? Kangaroo Optimus Prime, at least the online harms bill won't pass now. Oh, yes, it will. Yes. Look, Kangaroo Optimus Prime, it will pass, right? I absolutely guarantee it, right? If not his replacement, whoever gets voted in next, they will pass it. This you don't understand. This is essential to the new global order. They've got it in the UK. They've got it in Australia. It's going to pass, bro.
And the fact is, despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months after what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history. That's why this morning I advised the Governor-General that we need a new session of Parliament. She has granted this request, and the House will now be prorogued until March 24th.
Now, as Livia Drusilla pointed out, what this basically means is that there will not be a no-confidence vote, which will not trigger another election. He's going to replace leader and try and eke out more time. You know, because that's how these people do, right? They just, you know, they need more time to do their progressive bullshit.
Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement.
Really? So not your backers in international governance, right? Like not the WEF, right? Like not the people who kept you in power. Your family. I've done all of this. I imported like a gazillion Jeets and suppressed the freedom of the Canadian people and, you know, normalized shutting down people's bank accounts. I did it for my family. Ugh.
So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the President of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Sad to see you go, mate. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Have you considered, like, you know, getting residence in, like, a cell in The Hague? Livia Drusilla makes an excellent point. That as soon as Parliament sits again, a non-confidence vote will be passed. Well, not presumably if he replaces himself as leader before Parliament comes back. And a very, very perspicacious question, how can Carney become leader when he has not a seat in Parliament? Well, presumably, Livia, they'll just arrange one for him. This is Canada, right? Like, you know, the WEF Economic Zone 4B, right? They'll just do it, right? If they want him to be leader, they'll just be like, oh, you're an MP now, right? Like, you know, I don't know the precise details, but I'm absolutely sure they could get it done if they wanted to. Oh, mate, I feel a bit sick after watching that. So this Canadian points out that for a better part of 3 months, there will be no parliament, which will protect the government from a no confidence vote, while a prime minister with no base of support in the country or even his own party pulls on levers that are no longer connected to anything, and his party busies itself with internecine slaughter. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Canadian politics could use a bit of internecine slaughter personally. Like Hamlet's family in the last act, oblivious to the approach of Fortin Trump's army. Nice Shakespeare reference there. The level of cynicism is just off the charts. This is no longer funny. Mate, it hasn't been funny for a long... I'm not even Canadian, and I haven't been laughing at this shit for like years, honestly. It is putting the country's interests in peril. I think your country's interests have been in peril for quite a while, mate. So we're gonna do a bit of Trudeau's greatest hits, bros, right? Just, you know, in case any of you have got a bit of low blood pressure, right? You know, like you need like a spike. Enjoy.
No, it's amazing because we were talking about how important it was for everyone to get vaccinated and what a big deal it was to get vaccinated. So I thought that was all built in already, but getting that shot really was an amazing feeling. It hits you.
Did you cry?
I cry at, you know, I cry at movies. I didn't cry at the shot, but you know, it was a moment where you realize, okay, this is it. And it wasn't so much because I felt that I'm at high risk because we're being careful and I'm healthy and I'm young and all that. But at the same time, it's knowing that each of us doing our part is getting through this, because we don't get through this unless the vast majority of the population gets that first shot and then a few months later gets that second shot. That's how we get through it. And it's something that everyone can do. And we're just seeing Canadians come out in such strong numbers all across the country to say, yeah, I want this COVID thing to end. I want to get back to normal. And the way to do that is to make sure everyone, even that crusty old uncle who resists or that friend who's skeptical, encourage them, convince them, tell them that they need to get vaccinated, because this is how we get through it.
Oh my God. What an insufferable faggot. Oh my God. Mate, he is like, I don't know. It's a toss up between him and Jacinda Ardern, honestly, right? I don't know what this is. This is him doing a joke, apparently.
As you can also see, Canada is a place of free expression, where individuals and communities are free to express themselves openly and strongly. And we thank them for sharing their perspectives. Merci beaucoup.
Yes. Canada's a country of free and robust expression, much like the UK. I don't know what this is.
No, it shouldn't be that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. But I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist.
Gay! It was supposed to be a march towards progress, bros. Texas man, progress towards what? Well, towards communism, mate, right? Like, have you not been keeping up with the time? Miss Twisted, good to see you. It's progress. It's a progress towards progressivism. You know what I mean, right? Like, and now we are at risk of reactionaries dragging us back. Oh, it's terrible, terrible. Oh my God, what an insufferable faggot. This is pretty funny. Apparently in the last couple of years, even the Canadian Broadcasting Company actually started making fun of him. Which is, you know, how it'd be like the bit when the BBC starts making fun of Keir Starmer. You know, when you've lost the state-owned broadcaster, you're in serious trouble.
Mr. President, I must admit I was worried that you were going to try to humiliate me.
I would never embarrass you, Justin. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Donald.
Now I want to see you eat it.
Excuse me? The hamburger.
The Big Mac, the president of all burgers. I'm going to make you eat it like a dog with no hands.
Mr. President, I have self-respect.
Not so much, to be honest. I mean, I called, he came like a dog, didn't he? He really did.
Mon ami, I come to you not on bended knee, but as an equal.
30% tariff.
My father taught me to
50% tariff.
Okay, we Canadians are a hearty lot.
60% tariff.
For Canada! I'm a hungry little puppy. I'm so hungry for my puppy chow.
All right, that's enough, Justin. I won't impose a tariff. I can't. I'm not even the president yet, am I? What a loser. Now let's DJ.
It's fun to stay at
the Okay, that was pretty good. That definitely made me feel better. More Trudeau stupidity.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
LGBT. Of course, as you may know, Trudeau's warmly loved by all Canadians, right? I mean, he's just, mate, like, you know, he's not the kind of person who would just go out into the street and get randomly hassled by his own citizens. Oh, wait.
We got donuts over here if you want to thank you for your hard work.
I can bring some for my kids here.
Okay. The 25% tariffs we just brought in on Chinese skills can help you out.
That's going to keep my job, yeah.
That's going to
yeah.
keep your job.
What about the 40% taxes I'm paying, and I don't have a doctor?
The $400 million that we invested to invest in the electric car means you're going to have a job for
I think you're only here for another year. We won't see you around probably another year.
Well, that's what elections are for.
That's right, that's right.
And I look forward to everyone exercising the right to vote.
Yep.
And the basic choice, we're going to invest in you and your jobs.
I don't believe you for a second.
Dental care? Do you know anyone who got dental care?
Yeah, I pay for it myself.
Okay.
We're like 3 years
you
behind.
have a job and coverage?
Yeah,
but we
four
got
people
seniors.
in my family.
We've got
Every
seniors.
time we go for a dental visit, it's costing me about $50 in my pocket per person.
Okay.
Why? I have a good job. You're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Well, actually, we just invested so 500,000 people who hadn't been to the dentist got to go to the dentist over the past few months.
Probably like my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy.
Well,
she
you know
just
what?
doesn't go to work. She lives the same
Most
life I do.
Canadians try to stick up for each other, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Yeah.
Good luck and take care of your family, sir.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir. All right.
Fuck, dude. Oh, what a smug little bastard. Right, our next story. Oh, mate, this is depressing. Mate, there's no way to make this funny. There has been just the multiculturalism. Next time someone, you know, it's always been presented as this idea that multiculturalism is not only a benefit, right? But you know, multiculturalism has never killed anyone, right? It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, well, it turns out it's not. Multiculturalism does kill people and destroys lives. Imagine my shock.
But except that if we extrapolate nationally, the Jay report on Rotherham and other reports on Telford and Oxford, there appear to have been upwards of 250,000 young white girls raped in this century, very largely by Muslim men. And given these girls are usually raped several times a day for years, so, my lords, what is the government's answer to the Chief Constable of Northumbria, who has just said that there is every likelihood that these grooming gangs are operating in every one of our major cities? So, my lords, what is the government doing to prosecute those in authority who turned a blind eye to all this because they were afraid of being Islamophobic and so on? And what is it doing to compensate and help these victims mentally?
Did you see the way they're like, you know, talking about like young white girls being raped? That's fine. But as soon as you mention they're Muslim, oh my God, the pearl clutching. I can answer the honourable member. The government is doing fuck all, is what they're doing. Shit, you not. They looked into compensating the victims, but there are so many that it might be a significant cost. So they're basically just slow rolling it. Hey Ivan, good to see you, mate. Yeah, this is just this is just disgusting. The whole thing has been going on for years and years, decades. They have been like covering it up. This was basically kicked off by a decision by Jess Phillips, who is the current Minister for Safeguarding Women and Girls, right? Because, you know, like, screw boys, I guess. Like, who cares about the boys, right? Like, just, you know, women and girls, women and girls, women and girls, right? Unless, of course, it's anything to do with the Muslim community, and then, you know, well, we don't really talk about that, right? Musk basically amplified this, which caused it to just go viral. It's so depressing. It's been going on since the 1970s. People have been trying to like raise it for ages. There was like sort of a brief period under Rishi Sunak, weirdly enough, where he, you know, basically, you know, started like arresting people. But a lot of these people got very, very minimal sentences. Sometimes like, you know, a couple of years, and they're now out and back in the communities with the people that they abused. Not to mention some of the more just horrifying tales of I don't even want to go into it. It's just so bloody awful. This is Elon Musk, of course, has been banging on this really, really hard. Essentially bringing up the fact that many of these people, these you know, rapists who got sentenced, got shorter sentences than people who posted stuff on social media or shouted at cops. And it's just fucking ridiculous. These kind of clips, of course, are now basically legendary for everyone who pays attention to the UK. The cops like show up and they be like, oh, you know, your social media post caused someone anxiety. You don't have a license for that. You're about to be arrested. You're nicked, son.
No. The Hampshire police would realise how ridiculous this is.
It is ridiculous.
It is, of course. I'm
trying to come to this.
What did it need to come to?
Tell us why you escalated it to this level, because I don't understand. I posted something that he posted. You come to arrest me. You don't arrest him. Why has it come to this? Why am I in cuffs? Because there's something he shared, then I shared.
Because someone has been caused, obviously, anxiety based upon your social media post. That's the reason why you've been arrested.
No.
Yep. You don't have a license for that social media. Musk has been going very, very hard on this. There have been revelations such as this, that 1 out of every 6 female children in the UK between the ages of 11 to 17 has suffered migrant rape. Now, I don't, mate, if that's not an invasion, I don't know, what the fuck is it, right? Now, Starmer, of course, was head of the Crown Prosecution Service under Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown allegedly, this has been widely reported, although no one has come up with the actual circular, directed police to basically ignore child prostitution rings. It should also be noted that grooming gangs is a very, very mild way of describing these. What they were really were sexual slavery gangs. A number of these people basically set up child brothels, and just, you know, nothing was done. Indeed, when these men were like caught with young girls, it was the girls that were arrested for drunk and disorderly. When the parents went over and tried to like rescue their children from these houses, it was the parents that got arrested. It's just this whole thing about, you know, we've got to do anything to not be called racist. It's really true, right? Like if what has the West come to where you're like, oh yeah, we can't protect our own children. You know, we wouldn't want to be called racist, right? And it was absolutely racially motivated. To quote this, after being on trial in the UK for a sex trafficking operation, a gang of men from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Iraq, Iran, and Turkey were found guilty of 87 different offences related to sex crime and drug violations. The men used hard drugs for hours to keep girls young as 13 sedated while they raped them. During the trial, defendants commented that the police who arrested them were racists, that white women are good for only one thing, to be used like trash, and that the victims did not matter as they were, quote, white trash. To add insult to injury, English legal analysts report that the Muslim and foreign men were actually given lighter sentences because their victims were all white. The presiding judges, fearing that they might look racist, gave the abusers lenient punishments. The gang members explicitly abducted white girls and women to sell, and only whites. So the cover-up has been immense. This is Matt Goodwin, who did a LexisNexis analysis of the number of times grooming gang were mentioned for all UK newspapers between 2011 and 2025. There are a total of 4,659 hits. Seems like a lot. Well, you would say that, except white privilege got over 6,000, anti-Muslim got 17,000, the Horizon Post Office affair got 20,000, extreme right got 21,000, Islamophobia 23,000, Greta Thunberg nearly 23,000, the expenses scandal 25,000, Stephen Lawrence, that black kid who was like, you know, got into a bit of a brouhaha with the police and started the UK BLM thing, nearly 30,000, anti-racism 35,000, Windrush 35,000, George Floyd 39,000, Black Lives Matter 60,000, Grenfell 71,500, Britain and racism 76,000 nearly, net zero 141,000, far right 231,000, and racism 382,000. So although it was reported on, it was very, very noticeably not any kind of sustained campaign, the kind of thing that the newspapers could do if they wanted to pressure the government, and which is what Elon Musk is doing now, right? So look, say what you want about Elon. He is like literally forcing the government's hand on this, right? It's like quite amazing to see. This woman reckons that there's like active stuff going on already. It's still going on, pardon me. This is actually very, very funny because at one point, West Midlands Police actually replied to her. Oh, where's the actual tweet? This thread is huge. Anyway, so the West Midlands Police basically reply after this tweet goes viral, right? And they're like, oh, maybe you should like give us a call. And she just replies with all the other times she has contacted West Midlands Police about this exact same issue over the last 5 years and gotten exactly the same reply. They're not doing shit, right? This goes hard. Musk is on a rampage, mate, saying that Jess Phillips is, quote, a rape genocide apologist. I don't know, mate, like strong language. Again, if he was in the UK, right, he would be arrested so fucking fast for this, right? So fast. Like, God bless you, Ameribros, saying the things that we are not allowed to say. And of course, here's Jess Phillips basically talking about Tommy Robinson. This, by the way, is one of the original reasons why the establishment went after Tommy Robinson, was that he was drawing attention to the grooming gangs thing. And basically, the way the police and the government looked at it was that they wanted to cover up because it might, negatively affect social cohesion. Not all the rapes, though, apparently, right? That wouldn't affect social cohesion, but, talking about it. This is an increasing trend in Western governments everywhere, but particularly in the UK, where it is not the evil thing that is evil, it is people talking about the evil thing that is evil.
When people like Tommy Robinson go out and talk about these cases, they make it less likely people will be convicted.
Yeah.
Justice is complicated. Keeping people safe isn't just saying the hardest thing, it is a complex fabric. And when you're not hearing things you think are happening, half of them won't be happening, and believe you me, I've seen behind the curtain. Cock up is much more likely than conspiracy. The idea that we could fake the moon landing, we can't get a drop curve put in. Honestly, I absolutely love any conspiracy theory. I'm like that. Really, these guys? Yeah. Have you met them?
And you believe they'd be able to lie about it?
I am just like, this is. You have wildly overestimated the ability of these people.
So, Jess Phillips, in an attempt to defend her own ass there, basically said that the entirety of government is completely incompetent. Well, in that case, why the fuck should we believe anything you say? Why should we take anything you say seriously? Why should we believe any of your promises? Why should we have any faith in government whatsoever, right? If, according to Jess Phillips, right, everyone in government is completely retarded, right? And there is no central planning at all, right? Like, just fucking honestly. But don't worry, bros. Don't worry, bros. This year, Rotherham is the children's capital of culture, 2025. Oh my God. This is just the optics, bros. Oh my God. Like, bring your children to Rotherham. We will show them a good time. Oh, fuck. Just, dude, come on. And like, what? Look at this, right? They're screening a documentary called Tell Them About Us, right? Ran Baturi's film depicts a group of Arab, Kurdish, and Roma teenage girls in Germany who navigate hidden discrimination. Man, all those girls, like, being raped must be like, wow, I wish I could navigate hidden discrimination, right? Instead of like actual discrimination. Oh my God, right? It's like, oh, but what about the Roma and Kurdish and Arab girls in Germany? Oh, you just fuck off. Oh my God. The plug in and play festival. Oh, dude, come on. Now, this has caused the Starmer government a bit of controversy, bros. In fact, the Labour Party was all set to do the Islamophobia definition, which would have basically been like the IHRA anti-Semitism definition, but for Muslims. Now, Yiz and I actually did an episode exactly on this. I think it was called Two-Tier Speech and Client Groups. Yiz, if you're still in the chat, if you could like look that up and paste the link, where I basically go over the anti-Semitism definition and the Islamophobia definition side by side, and they're literally the same. The Muslims just basically copied the anti-Semitism definition and just made their own version of it, because they're like, it is not fair that the Jews can criticize us, but we cannot criticize the Jews, right? Which is basically, this is the whole point, right? Every single client group once one client group is elevated with special privileges, other client groups also want that special privilege. For people who aren't client groups, well, you're shit out of luck, basically. But now it's looking like it's in doubt. Now, this is very, very interesting. This is General Mike Flynn. You may recall him from the QAnon days. He is Trump's national security advisor now. The United States should cease its special relationship with the United Kingdom until this issue is corrected. Keir Starmer is a disgrace as a prime minister in a historically great country. Yeah, I kind of agree. I agree with you there, General Flynn. There has been talk of sanctions, that they might start sanctioning people in the UK government if they don't fix this. And this is basically, I think I was talking about this just after the election, that Trump could start actually throwing his weight around and going to other Western countries and just saying, look, if you don't start behaving like Western liberal democracies, we're going to start treating you like Russia and Iran, right? Because the US used to do this all the time. They go around the world and they'd be like, oh, you're not, giving your citizens enough freedom. And the UK still does this. It's like, they will imprison their own people for speech and then go to Iran and be like, oh, you're imprisoning people for not wearing the burqa. Shut the fuck up, right? Any moral superiority that the UK had on the international stage is well gone at this point. Oh, yes. Senior officials were warned about significant costs if they proceeded with plans to include rape survivors in any you get money after bad stuff happens plan, right? In any payment scheme due to the large numbers of victims from the national scandal. So there's so many victims, right, that if they compensated them, right, it would be a significant amount of money because there's so many. It's a far-right grievance narrative. Or so I keep being told. Fucking hell, mate. Now, this is Starmer. He did a little bit of a thing today. He's like, because Musk was basically railing on him, like some big black bastard with like a, white femboy over on 4chan. Absolutely, just tearing him up, mate. Right? Starmer's just like, ah. So here's some of his response.
Answer it quite fully, because it is a really important set of issues. And let me start with this. Child sexual exploitation is utterly sickening, utterly sickening. And for many, many years, too many victims have been completely let down by perverse ideas about community relations, or by the idea that institutions must be protected above all else. And they've not been listened to, and they've not been heard. And when I was chief prosecutor for 5 years, I tackled that head on, because I could see what was happening. And that's why I reopened cases that had been closed and supposedly finished. I brought the first major prosecution of an Asian grooming gang. In the particular case, it was in Rochdale, but it was the first of its kind.
Right, but are you still in favour of mass immigration? I mean, look, I know it was the Conservatives that really ramped it up, but it was Tony Blair that started all of this shit, right? I know he's said a couple of things that, you know, mass immigration was a mistake, but he's like very, very soft on this issue. And I think at a certain point he's going to have to come out and basically say mass immigration is a bad idea. And then, of course, we're going to have to start having a discussion about remigration. And this, of course, is the discussion that no one wants to have. And I imagine Keir also does not want to have any real discussion about what he was doing when Gordon Brown was Prime Minister way back in the day. This stuff he's talking about is much, much more recent.
Many that then followed that format. I changed the whole prosecution approach because I wanted to challenge, and did challenge, the myths and stereotypes that were stopping those victims being heard. So we changed the entire approach, not without criticism at the time, I might add. And when I left office, we had the highest number of child sexual abuse cases being prosecuted on record. Now, that record is not secret. As a public servant, it's there for all of you or everybody to see. I also called for mandatory reporting of child sexual abuse. I called for that a decade ago. The Tories did nothing about that for those 10 long years, including when the J report came out nearly 3 years ago now. Central plank, mandatory reporting, still hasn't been done. We're going to do it. But let's just to bring it in closer, and I will answer you on Jess Phillips in particular, because those that are spreading lies and misinformation as far and as wide as possible, they're not interested in victims. They're interested in themselves. Those who are cheerleading Tommy Robinson, not interested in justice.
Here we go. Here we go. The right-wing grievance narrative. People, look, just stop talking about it. And this is like literally an insane thing about the way the justice system works in the UK, right? Something happens and everyone has to shut the fuck up about it until the trial gets completed, which might take up to 2 years. And if people talk about it because they're outraged, oh, you're not allowed to talk about it, you're the reason the trial got messed up. What the hell, right? Like,
They're supporting a man who went to prison for nearly collapsing a grooming case, a gang grooming case. These are people who are trying to get some kind of vicarious thrill from street violence that people like Tommy Robinson promote. And those attacking Jess Phillips, who I'm proud to call a colleague and a friend, not protecting victims. Jess Phillips has done 1,000 times more than they've even dreamt about when it comes to protecting victims of sexual abuse throughout her entire career. And so just as I took on the criminal justice system and the institutions when I was chief prosecutor, I'm prepared to call out this for what it is. We've seen this playbook many times, whipping up of intimidation and threats of violence, hoping that the media will amplify it. Now, Jess Phillips does not need me or anybody else to speak on her behalf. But when the poison of the far right leads to serious threats to Jess Phillips and others, then in my book, a line has been crossed.
No, that's the line. That's the line that is being crossed. Not the revelation that this shit is still going on in every major UK city. Oh, no. And how dare you attack Jess Phillips? That is a line I will not see crossed. Rat Fun King, you remember the anti-Vietnam protesters? Remember when they used to list the dead Americans for the unjust war? We need to do this for the grooming gang victims. Yeah, I agree. In a just society, right? Like there would be like memorials to the suffering of all of these girls, in the center of these towns as a reminder to like never do this shit ever again.
I enjoy the cut and thrust of politics, the robust debate that we must have. But that's got to be based on facts and truth, not on lies, not on those who are so desperate for attention that they're prepared to debase themselves and their country. So this government will get on with the job of protecting victims, including child sexual abuse, mandatory reporting, accelerating the processes. But what I won't tolerate is this discussion and debate based on lies without calling it out.
Oh, yes, we're happy to tolerate Pakistani immigration. We're happy to tolerate, like, you know, mass money laundering and all this kind of... But what we will not tolerate is people, you know, saying things that aren't true. Oh, God, oh, mate, just watching this makes me ill. I can't believe it. Anyway, enough of that. Finally, it looks like everybody's on the Trump train, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be great. Kamala Harris has formally announced Donald Trump's election victory after Congress has certified the result. It's been done, bros. It has been done. The thing has been done. Here is Harris declaring that Trump has, in fact, won the 2024 election. And he won it bigly.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes. The whole number of electors appointed to vote for Vice President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio has received 312 votes. Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota has received 226 votes. This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected, President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Trump is going to be your president. Fuck you, lefties. However, there was an insurrection. Some extremists bought weapons of snow, ice weapons, and viciously attacked each other. Check it out. I can't believe this. I hope they crack down on them hard. Apparently, after this mass brawl broke out. AOC had to go and like hide. She was nearly killed again by a random snowball. Terrible, terrible. Now, of course, remember 4 years ago. This is the deleted tweet. The famous tweet that basically was suppressed under Jack Dorsey's Twitter. I am asking everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. Yeah, how the turntables turn, bro. Want to hear some like Lefty Cope? Oh, of course you do. Well, I'm playing it anyway. Did you know that January 6th is a worse crime than the Holocaust, bros? I mean, ADL's going to be on this lady's ass, mate.
I think we need to find moral clarity, in this country. And I just remember after January 6th, you had someone like Mitch McConnell placing the blame on January 6th where it belonged, squarely on Donald Trump's shoulders. And then you started seeing people backtrack that and losing their moral center. You had Condoleezza Rice, I believe, on this very show saying, we need to move on from January 6th. I say no. You don't move on because January 6th was an atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery, we need to never forget because past becomes prologue if you forget any race. I want to ask you.
Remember, bros, January 6th, never again, never forget. Fucking hell. Here's Joy Reid, coping and seething.
I mean, damn, guys, can't you just let January 6th go? No.
We know what we saw. We know what we heard. It wasn't spontaneous. They came prepared for battle. Body armor, chemical weapons, zip ties.
Chemical weapons. Well, pepper spray's chemical weapons now. Oh, they were bringing sarin into the Capitol, bros.
To overturn an American election.
We will never concede.
Outnumbered, brave law enforcement officers fought hand to hand to save our democracy. Many were wounded. One died the next day. Post-traumatic stress syndrome drove 4 January 6th heroes to suicide.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. I mean, if it was me, I would look into the backgrounds of these suicides, because maybe they got in touch with the Clintons. Is all I'm saying.
Donald Trump calls this violent terrorism a day of love.
That was a day of love.
He's promised to pardon these violent criminals. That's wrong. Evil.
Those people have suffered long, hard. And I think it's very unfair.
Don't let one man rewrite history. We know what we saw. We know what we heard. There are no alternative facts. Only the truth.
No alternative facts, bros, except for the facts that we deem. This is a bit of a flashback to old Sleepy Joe. Did you know, guys, January 6th was the greatest threat to America since the Civil War, bros?
About the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. But they failed. America stood. America stood strong and democracy prevailed. We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win. As I've done ever since being elected to office, I ask all of you without regard to party to join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office to defend against all threats, foreign and domestic.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Anyway, enough of that. God. Say sapiente, I feel nauseous. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, dude. Oh, mate, that shit is like so dark. Fuck. Oh, God. Right. Anyway, enough of that. It's time for some cringe, bros. Yes, that was not the cringe. Don't worry, we don't have much. This is from Captain Crisps, who sent this to me. Thank you very, very much, Crisps. I appreciate it. Bro, that was so much cringe. You are out of social credit points. I'm taking your human rights. It's okay, Mr. She. I don't really have any left. My human rights bank account is already at 0. Checkmate, motherfucker. Right, let's see, what have we got? Random TikTok idiot.
It's 2025, and I am fucking embarrassed to be an American. And I just...
Oh, can I have your citizenship then? Like, if you're that embarrassed to be an American, can I have your citizenship? I mean, you know, look, I'm sure I'll make better use of it than you will. Fucking hell.
Want to apologize to the rest of the world and say that there is more than half of us that did not want this, and I am so sorry. I am fucking embarrassed to be an American.
Great comment from Lomax. Don't worry, we're embarrassed that you're an American too. Yeah, for real. Now this is funny. So this is Labor's attempt to connect with the kids on TikTok. It is amazing that sort of like right-wing propaganda, you know, the sort of, you know, the funk kind of like beat and stuff has become like so popular that even the lefties are trying to imitate it and doing a really bad job, by the way. Also, this piece of music that they chose is like it's in like Portuguese or something, but if you translate it, it's basically like really, really bad. So they had to pull it. But of course, the internet is forever. So enjoy.
maconha segurando, olha via safada relaxando, olha pica safada sem vergonha, você toda na pica doida de maconha.
Yeah. I mean, mate. Just, yeah. What's a badger got to do with public transport anyway? Dude. English police.
You can film me, Miss Thompson, not a problem. All I'm doing is removing what has been reported as an offensive sticker. Okay? And then I'll give you the stickers. Okay? As you can see, it's undamaged. And you can have it back. It's not a problem.
So there's no damage to the vehicle?
No damage to the stickers, no damage to the vehicle. Okay? I tried to ask you to do it. And we're doing this because what we don't want to do, Mr. Thompson, is to prosecute you.
Prosecute me, fella.
Public order.
Prosecute me.
Well.
Prosecute me.
No.
I think you got damn right liberty to tell you the truth, fella.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
We've tried to discuss.
You do?
I
think you got damn right liberty, mate.
Unfortunately.
I think you got damn right liberty.
Well, that is
You're
your
touching
opinion.
my property.
Yeah.
Well, you're causing offence in the public place.
You see what we're doing?
Yeah.
That's what's inside of the gentleman's van. This is the gentleman videoing us removing them undamaged from his van. Right, I'm more than happy, sir, if you want to take these into your property and add them to your collection, that is fine. Okay? I will give you that opportunity. However, if they are placed back on the vehicle, then we will remove them permanently and they will be entered into evidence if we are looking to prosecute you. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm saying? So is that what you're going to...
Have a nice day, fella. Kiss him back in. Have a nice day.
I love the way he's like, if you want to have them in your own home, we will grant you that liberty. Oh, wow, thank you so much. Now, you might be a bit disturbed to know, bros, that Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, he's very concerned. He is much concerned, bros, about the rise of populism. Rise of populism. Enjoy this. I kind of quite like seeing this motherfucker squirm.
What I worry about is the breakdown of trust. We talk about populism and this polarization of opinion. I mean, I think dialogues like this here in Berlin, dialogues last week at the UN in New York, we need to have more conversations. We need to create a greater ability to create trust and relationships. I think the greatest, history books will talk about the greatest breakdown of trust was during COVID when we lacked that conversation. I think so much of the global outcomes was that breakdown in trust. When I think about the rise of social media, we see that breakdown in trust. Trust is not texting each other across the table. Trust is having conversations, having communication, having bondings together. And I think we are losing touch. And I think, to me, this is one of the greatest problems. And it's very hard for our business to respond to these issues. But we need, as all leaders, both political and business leaders, finding ways of rebuilding trust. And to me, this is one of the biggest issues that I have with the rise of populism and the anger that we are seeing with the rise of populism. We need to find ways of coming together to create a common ground to try to help more people build a more common, more prosperous future.
Yeah, how can we rebuild trust whilst doing exactly the same stuff and fucking over those same populations who no longer trust us? Certainly a quandary. I mean, you could try doing things differently, but obviously they're not going to do that. Right, we got some funny videos now. Don't want to end on like a down note. This is wait. A bit of end post. Oh, also I forgot to shill. If you want to send an entropy and stuff, donate to the channel. That would be great. I promise to spend it all on beer and cigarettes. Entropy linky in the thingy. Enjoy some like proper end posting, bros.
Not and choices we got in life. Those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot?
Lo, you good, Lo?
I hope. Y'all good?
Damn, Brody.
Dude. Look, just, I don't know, leave the fucking safety on maybe, or don't stick it in your pocket. Fuck, dude. A bit of a blast from the past. This is a German Chinese food ad from like the before 4 times. Enjoy.
Ja, wenn es so richtig chinesisch schmecken soll, Maggi-Fix für China-Pfanne. Mit Bambussprossen und der typischen Würzung. Fehlt nur noch das Fleisch.
Mit Maggi-Fix was Tolles zaubern. Neu, Maggi-Fix für China-Pfanne.
Mehr exotische Rezepte und viele, viele andere stehen im neuen Maggi-Fix Mini-Kochbuch Band 2. Wir vom Maggi-Kochstudio schicken es Ihnen gern. Gratis natürlich.
So good. You make a bad impersonation. This is good too.
Would you rather get or win $1 million?
Yeah.
Well, today's your lucky day because I'm sorry. What did you say?
I'd rather get
You'd rather get than win $1 million?
Yeah, I mean, money's not real. It's just a concept. Getting on the other hand, is real. Exactly. Plus, your subscribers are probably getting a little bored of you just handing out money, so this could be a chance for you to do something new. You know, you're right.
I one of my subscribers in the app.
Man, YouTube is getting very, very competitive these days. Just found this random thing on Telegram. Enjoy.
Swastika symbol is now embedded in his front yard.
I like those signs, man. I think they look cool. I like them. It's a Tibetan sign. It's way back before, swastikas was even invented,
When asked if he was Tibetan, he said, I could be.
Are you Tibetan?
I could be.
Renee Schultz is Johnson's Jewish neighbor.
Do you find it offensive?
Yes. On behalf of 800 million Jews that died with that
Yes, absolutely.
800 million. Okay.
Many living on this street are quite simply speechless.
I own this house, and I'll put what the hell I want in my front yard. And it's none of you guys' business. So get the hell off my property.
Get the hell off my property. Dude. Right, Sadie Sapiente sent me these. Enjoy.
How you doing? You doing dry January? Oh my bollocks. Why would I choose not to drink on the most depressing month of the year? If anything, I'm doing drunk January. I find it weird that people do it anyway. They tell you like they're doing something really impressive. Like there are people out there saving lives. You're expecting a round of applause for not getting shit-faced every night. Tell you what dry January is. When you realise that a lot of your mates that you thought were interesting and funny are now sober and boring as shit.
What else have we got? This is another one from Garen Music, the Irish guy.
Hello, it's Ireland. We're frightened. We're about to have 48 hours of significant snowfall. Everybody's going to get buried and we're going to die. When we say significant snowfall in Ireland, what we mean is this. Now, I don't want to hear from fucking Canadians, oh, that's not that bad. We're not fucking used to it. That will shut the country down for weeks. See how there's no people in that picture? Because they're all dead. They've all died. We have completely emptied all the supermarkets so we don't starve to death. There is some bread left because you can't eat bread if it's frozen. If you're quick, there is still a little bit of salad left because Irish people would rather die than eat that fucking rabbit food. The government have advised an extra cup of tea before bed. This will reduce your chances of waking up froze to death. In all seriousness, stay safe this weekend on the roads. Check on your older neighbours, make sure they're okay, and stay delicious. Follow me. I'm delicious.
This is good.
Here's what I ate in a day on the petroleum diet, starting off the morning with some Lucky Charms for the classics, the red 40, the yellow 5, the yellow 6, the blue 1, getting a nice petrochemical dose first thing in the morning. Then I'm off to Starbucks to get my morning brew, a boiling cup of coffee in plastic cap to release some of that polyethylene, billions of microplastics and nanoplastics. Then I'm off to McDonald's for lunch, a lot of Cedos in the bun, in the fries, hoping to get some of that good hexane residue from the extraction process. I gotta get my daily aspartame dose, it's synthesized with methanol, I can't skip that. And in the french fries, I'm getting dimethyl polysoloxane. For a midday snack, we're stopping at the 7-Eleven, we're grabbing a Monster energy drink for the benzoic acid, made from toluene, and I'm grabbing a Reese's cup for the TBHQ, preservative made from butane. These are key for my petrochemical diversity. For dinner, a frozen pizza, I'm going for that glyphosate. It's not directly a petroleum derivative, but hey, I'm getting the most famous herbicide in the world. And of course, gotta eat it with a Chick-fil-A sauce for the EDTA, a preservative made from ethylene diamine, formaldehyde, sodium cyanide, all derived from petroleum. And for dessert before sleep, I can't forget about my polysorbate 80, just to help take the edge off while I watch some of my favorite videos. If you're eating this way, you are too maximizing your petrochemical intake. Send this to a friend who needs to see this.
Gross. Right. Oh yeah, Germans in their Porsches.
Baby, I love that Porsche. Can we get one?
What the fuck you just called a car?
What's wrong?
Say it one more time.
Oh my god, Porsche.
It's not a Porsche, yeah? It's a Porsche, yeah? It's a powerful car. You don't say Porsche, yeah? It sounds like a little weasel car. It's a strong car. It's a superior car, yeah? This relationship is not working for me, yeah? If you disrespect my culture, we no longer can complain, yeah? We no longer sexy time, yeah? And Dexter, you live with daddy now, yeah? We leave, we find a new wife who can respect my culture and pronounce the best German car, yeah? Porsche.
Can I at least keep the dog?
No, the dog is mine now.
Dexter! Dexter!
Come on, let's go. I just like
Dexter!
Porsche!
You came back just to yell at
Porsche! Right. Got some cute animals for you now.
Let's go see the damage you did, buddy. Yeah? Should we go see the damage you did? How many chickens did you get? Hey, you got some of our new ones. Not good, is it? No. Yeah, no, it's not good. First the owl and then you, huh? Yeah. Let's go have a look at this damage. There's one. See how upset you made everyone? There's two. That's two of our new chickens. These guys are pretty upset over there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Don't own the links. I'm just saying. Right. Nice. Survivor Kitty.
Não, eu não gosto dessa agressão. Vou tirar ela dali. Eu vou tirar ela dali. Eu não gosto disso. Ela é meiga, ela é mimosa.
Access denied. That cat is looking pretty chill though, I gotta say. Right, some Shiba Inu. What else we got here? Oh, this is really cute. Yes. Aww. Cat versus Sink. Aww. And our final cute animal video of the night. More squirrels in the snow. And that's the end of the video, end of the show. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Let's say a quick goodbye to everyone in the chat. On Rumble, Fox39 Forever, Rat Fun King, Sadie Sapiente, Ivan the Horrible, Captain Crisps, Monk UK, Livia Drusilla, Ivan the Horrible, Total Blackout Painting, Cthulhu Loves You, Texas Man, J Chiva Loophole, I think Mikey Bikey was in there as well. Cthulhu Loves You, good to see you, mate. Rat Fun King, Miss Twisted, good to see you as well. Hey, Lomax, DJ Based, thanks a lot for coming, guys. Ivan the Horrible, years, I think she's gone. No Dak 88, oh, I think you're new. Thanks for coming, mate. Wyatt's Torch. Anybody else? I think that's everybody. Apologies if I missed anyone. Excuse me. On YouTube, we have Anti-Whiteism Ends With You, Full Short, Linda Hunter, Victorian Time Traveller, The Nameless One, Uncle Ted's Cabin, Linda Hunter. I think that's everybody. Yes, and on Odyssey we had Wibble, good to see you, mate. Return of the White Warden, good to see you as well. Anybody else? Kangaroo Optimus Prime. And of course, to all the lurkers out there, I know you're out there. I can see you on the metrics. Have an excellent week, bros. I'll be back on Thursday with another show and either Empire of Lies or Gulag Cafe, depending on whether I can get a script out. I'll be on Discord and Dragons tonight in about an hour and a half over on Use the Unix channel. Come and check it out. It will be a fun time. Good night, everyone.